Okay, let me start off by saying I'm really happy I finally got that rational disconnect video out, because I've been working on that for a long time, and I feel like I've done a good job on it. Not like the best of the best, but good for what I've done before. So I'm happy about that. Anyways, I'm gonna do something a bit different. Again with this video I'm making, I'm gonna, instead of like a debunking video where I get someone else's video and I debunk it, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna talk about a topic in general and debunk some myths about that. And of course, today's topic is capitalism. Now, what is capitalism? Capitalism is buy and sell as you please, or I guess a bit more professionally or formally, where private people control the means of production, or the means of production are controlled by supply and demand, that kind of thing. But anyways, capitalism is basically voluntary trade. You have something I want, I have something you want, and we don't want what we start out with, but we're willing to trade to get the other guy's stuff. I'm willing to trade my stuff for his stuff and vice versa. And we're better off than we were before, because before we had stuff sorry, my fucking mucus. We had stuff, but it wasn't quite what we wanted. But we saw each other's stuff, and that was what we wanted, so we traded. Each person gave something, got something in return. It was voluntary. Nobody took each other's stuff. No one traded involuntarily. It's voluntary. We bought and sold as we please. And that's good and all, but some people just aren't convinced. Like, some people think capitalism is selfish, and it's it doesn't work. Um it it property is theft. I know, real weird on that one. It it leads to corruption and elitism, which would really be corporatism. It 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 just doesn't work. People think capitalism just doesn't work, but it does. I'm here to explain why. Capitalism works because it's not only voluntary trade, it gives incentive to work as best as possible, or at least better than you'd work than under, say, socialism or communism or even corporatism. I mean, if someone's doing a better job than you with the goods and services at a better price, people are gonna go to them instead of you. So you gotta up your game and try to be as good as possible, or at least be better than some people. So capitalism motivates innovation and quality and affordability. Capitalism motivates that. That's one reason. That's another reason it works. Besides it's voluntary, it motivates good stuff. Another way it's good is that it manages production well. Like producing the goods and services, the prices are adjusted for every product and service down the line. Production. It's flexible. It can react in an instant, or at least pretty fast. It's very adaptable, very adjustable. It's not rigid like socialism or communism or corporatism or government is. A government has like all these policies of the debt ceiling and economic stimulus package and subsidies and bailouts, which don't really help people and help the elite. And then you have the pricing control and predatory pricing and the price gouging and the regulation, all this shit that just slows the economy down. Whereas capitalism can handle all the issues that stuff is supposedly made to help, but better. With pricing, with manufacturing, with jobs, capitalism does it all better than government. So that's not a reason it's good. Of okay, it's efficient, you know, okay, I kind of already mentioned that. It it's the most productive system, and it's also the most caring system. It cares for the worker and the customer in the sense that, you know, wants to give something good as possible, best as possible. Um, like, how do I explain it? Okay, the worker gets money, the employer gets labor, but each one benefits, and capitalism has every incentive to make each worker employer benefits possible. Get the best workers, give them the best pay as a result, give them all these perks, keep them around as a result. You know, give people all these goods and services. Well, trade, not just give, but you know what I mean. Trade, and give them the best for their money, so they keep spending, they keep being your customer. Um, as for altruism, people who are like status, yeah, status. I guess you could say they think capitalism is selfish. That they're just in it for the money, and they're not really trying to help people out. Well, here's the thing. Even if you purely are in it for the money, you're still helping people out, because for capitalism to benefit you, you have to contribute. You have to provide something to get something from people. Ain't just gonna give you stuff for free. Nobody is. Unless we're talking about charity, but right now we're just talking about normal market, normal conditions. Everyone expects everyone to work. Everyone expects everyone to return. So yeah, you gotta do something to get something. You gotta give something to get something. So even if you are truly in it for the money, it still works. People still get fed. People still get paid. People still get what they want. You know, even if you're not this, you know, altruistic. Oh, I want to contribute to society. I want to help people. I want to provide jobs. I want to contribute to the community. I want to feed people. I want to get people fed. I want to get them clothed. I want them to have money. I want to be stable. I want them to be able to live. I want to give something to people. Well, trade or job, you know what I mean. Even if they aren't like that, even if they're all, I'm just in it for the money, power. I'm just in it for the money. These people getting fed allows me to get fed. You know, these people getting stuff allows me to get stuff. Even if they're just in it for that, at like bare bones selfishness / pragmatism, society still benefits because hey, people still get stuff, money, jobs, services, and goods. They still get it, despite this person being so selfish, as the status would claim. I mean, yeah, it could be selfish to be in it purely for the money, but it still helps. They can't get that money for forcing capitalism. You have to want to do business with them. You have to consent, and they have to provide something to make it worth your while. To make it worth your cash, your labor, your trading, whatever. They need to do something positive for you, or otherwise you're not gonna give it to them. So even though this person was so selfish, people still benefited. So you can have people be utterly selfish in capitalism and still have stuff get done. Whereas in, say, socialism or communism, corporatism, you can have people be really crummy and lazy and lackluster and not really get anything done. Or get stuff done but have it be all sloppy. I mean, if you have to buy your product from a corporation, you know, if you have to buy from a corporation, then your business with them is guaranteed whether it's bad or not. And if it's guaranteed whether it's bad or not, they have no incentive to change. I mean, they're getting your money anyway. You're not going to go to someone else because you have to buy from them, which sucks. Like, look at the dealership car lobby, the car dealership lobby. You have to buy cars from dealerships. You can't just buy them directly, or at least usually you can't buy them directly. Like Elon Musk, for example, wants to have you do. He wants to sell you cars. He's not giving them for free, of course, but he wants to sell you cars at an affordable price to get you a car, to get him money, but to do it in a really good, mutually beneficial way. He wants a better business model than the dealership lobby the dealership model where you have to talk and talk and talk and talk in an office and try to be manipulated by the dealer into paying more than you should or getting more than you actually want, getting all these extra bills and whistles that add to the cost of the car. You know, taking all day just to buy a damn car, where Elon Musk wants to just streamline that process, avoid it all entirely, in fact, to just make it so you choose the car online, for instance, and you send the money through and you get your car. You know, you get delivered directly to you, or you go to like a personal Tesla shop or distribution facility, whatever. He wants to make it done that way, so it's just so much cheaper than having to buy it in the dealership or having to have utter red tape just to sell someone a damn car, you know? I mean, there's a reason why dealerships are using the power of the state to stop that, because it threatens their business. I mean, why would you go to a damn dealership to buy an overpriced car that takes forever to even negotiate a deal on when you can just go to online or a personalized shop to get it, you know, in an instant and for so much cheaper? I mean, why go to a dealership when there are better options? But of course, the dealership doesn't want better options, so naturally and maliciously, they try to stomp better options out. And it's really disgusting for not only this dealership lobby to exist, but for other companies. I mean, people within the dealership to say it's consumer friendly. Like, there's this, I forgot his full name, Carlson guy I mentioned in the Rational Disconnect video. He said it's friendly for the consumer to buy cars and trucks this way, and I had my character give him the middle finger, and, you know, fuck whoever Carlson, you know, fuck that guy, because he's an asshole. He's not only doing unjust stuff, he's acting like it's good unjust stuff. Really ironic, really interesting, but real typical of evil people to do that. Act like what they're doing is good. So, you know, without the state, you can't make people buy cars from dealerships, for example. That's just one example. You can't make people buy cars from dealerships or make people buy non-generic brand name medication. You can't make people buy anything, really. I mean, there's no force for these companies to use elitism against you because there's no ultimate elites called the government. So that's what's great about capitalism, is it eliminates elitism. Um, um, I'd like to really hold on. Okay, I'm back. Let me go over what corporatism is. Hold on. Okay, corporatism is, you know, it's basically elitism in its purest form. Corporatism is when a business uses government to do economic operations at the negative expense of other people. Like, I just gave you, you know, two examples: the car dealership lobby and the pharmaceutical industry. The car dealership lobby engages in corporatism because it makes you buy cars from them, thanks to the government, you know, law and all that, law. And similar thing with the pharmaceutical industry. They make you buy from brand name medication companies because law, rather than buying generic and buying something so much cheaper. Corporatism is very sad, it's very sick, but it often gets mistaken for capitalism. Capitalism, buy and sell as you please. Corporatism, buy and sell as we tell you. You know, two totally different things that get mistaken for each other. And then you have people who even have people who say capitalism is corporatism, or that capitalism inevitably leads to corporatism, which is false. Both are false. How the hell can capitalism lead to corporatism if you have no government to give it corporatism in the first place? And then you have the lobbying. Ah, yes, the lobbying. Yeah, that's always fun to deal with. Lobbying, companies pay and plead to the government to have things done their way, even if it harms other people. So, um, I I understand the people who think government shouldn't be lobbyable. I understand those people. I sympathize with them at that point. What I don't sympathize with them is when they think a government should still exist amongst all the lobbying, because government's what allows lobbying in the first place. I mean, the only way to get rid of lobbying is to get rid of government, and they don't want to do that. They think they can get rid of lobbying without getting rid of government. Well, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You have to get rid of lobbying. You have to get rid of government, which is the ultimate cause of something and cause of it. And it's really disturbing to think, to realize, to know that we have a system that can even be lobbied to begin with, that can even be appealed to the elite with money and campaign funding and just general whining to have people do things their way at the expense of other people. As an Ancap, I'm finding it harder and harder to sympathize with status. I mean, I was once a status, but now I'm not. So I feel like that's definitely factored in me being a bit fed up with the status, with the sheeple. I mean, people need to see more connections between, this bad thing being done and the government doing it. They need to see more connections in order to realize government is bad entirely. We need to get rid of it. People aren't getting it. They realize there's this one bad thing being done, or they get a little further and realize there's one bad thing being done by the government, yet they still think the government should be around. We just need to get rid of this bad thing it does. And that's not going to work. You just need to get rid of the state, period. You want to get rid of or minimize police brutality, or get rid of the war on drugs, or gun control, or truancy laws, or spying, by like the NSA, or pat downs by like the TSA, and going back to the drug war by the DEA, and taking away guns with the ATF in particular. You gotta get rid of the state, period. And the state doesn't. Okay, maybe I can say this. Maybe I can say this. I can say the state's done some good things with the police have either arrested or taken out really violent people, killers, robbers, rapists, that kind of thing. Emergency services has helped people before, and I guess the military has guarded this country to a degree, despite the military-industrial complex. But in order to be truly free, we need to allocate those services to the free market. We don't need to have to pay allocated people to save lives by force. We can do that with the free market. To get to get less police brutality, to get less medical malpractice, to get even less firefighter brutality or whatever. So overall, things should be allocated, ultimately everything should be allocated to the free market. I mean, that's what capitalism is, the free market, supply and demand, buy and sell as you please. So, that's all I have to really say. I'm sorry I've been kind of slow with the uploads. I've been real busy. There's this other reason, it's kind of hard to explain why I haven't been making videos, so I'll just say that I've been real busy. Alright, well, I'm going to try to release them more frequently, and I bid you farewell, and hopefully I'll be free someday. Goodbye.